Hey everyone, welcome back to today's video. We're revisiting a familiar face in the sovereign citizen world, Leonard Blatt. He's back in court again, and let's just say his arguments haven't exactly evolved. So, let's jump right in and see what kind of courtroom chaos unfolds this time.
Was Mr. Blatt here?
Who's here for court?
Then we may as well.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Blatt is here.
Oh, are you Wingtip TMRV? See,
I don't know what that is.
I don't either, but that's what you're identified for on the Zoom call. A lot of people can put their name in there, so I know who I'm talking to. Yours just says Wingtech TMRV.
This is really the first time I've used Zoom. I'm not familiar with it.
Exactly. Just because something is technically possible doesn't make it a good idea. And Leonard is about to prove that point in spectacular fashion. Representing yourself might sound empowering in theory, but in practice, it's like drinking bug spray and calling it a detox, painful, confusing, and ultimately self-destructive.
Okay, well, can you activate your camera so I can see you?
I'm trying to. This is a new phone, so I'm not familiar with it. I can't see anything where to activate the camera.
Go down in the lower left. There you've changed it. Oh, did you do that?
Okay, start my video.
So on the lower left screen, you should have a little, there, I think you're going to come on here in a second. Yeah, there you are.
You see me?
Hi there.
Okay, I don't see me, but
I see you. And did you mute him? No.
No, I didn't do it.
Okay, so I need you to unmute, Mr. Blatt. Click on your microphone. Mr. Blatt, in the lower left corner, there's going to be a little silhouette of a microphone with a line through it. You need to click on that. I can't hear you until you do that. I can't hear you. You've muted your microphone. You need to unmute it.
okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I'd like to be able to do both, hear you and see you.
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I cannot hear you. I can hear you, but I cannot see you.
Shit.
I heard that.
Sorry.
There you are.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. And I can see you, so don't change a thing.
All right, I won't touch it.
So there's a motion on the calendar here. You're representing yourself, correct?
I am myself. I'm in
know.
propria persona.
I'm sorry?
I'm in propria persona.
Okay,
I
well,
am
in any case, you don't have an attorney and you'll be running your own defense. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay. And so the state's asked to, the city of Tumwater is asking to continue the trial. Did you see that motion?
No, but I'll take your word for it.
Thank you. But I will tell you what the substance of the motion is.
I have to explain if you missed the last hearing. I was poisoned by insecticide. I bought anti-flea spray for my dog, and it said non-toxic on it, so I sprayed it all over the house and my bed and my clothes, and it knocked me out for 2 weeks, and I still lose my balance sometimes. It was really poison.
Okay.
The second hearing kicks off, and right away, you can tell Leonard's had time to marinate in his own bad ideas. He walks in with the same misplaced confidence as a man trying to fix a gas leak with a lighter. The judge greets him politely, and Leonard, ever the self-proclaimed legal scholar, responds with the enthusiasm of someone who just discovered Google and thinks it's a law degree.
I'm sorry to hear that. But here's where we're at on the trial. The state filed a motion. Let's see, right now, trial is set for confirmation is October 22nd, in 2 days. And then the trial is set for October 29th and 30th. The state's asking to move that because they have a witness issue. One of the police officer apparently is not available on that time. And so they want to move the trial maybe a week or two. And I guess I would get your position on that request.
Well, what'll happen if I decline that, if I object to it?
Well, then they're asking, then I get to decide whether or not the state has shown good cause to continue the trial or not. And then one of two things can happen, I guess. I can you're objecting, I can sustain your objection, not continue the trial, and then the state would probably be out of luck. Or I could find good cause because a material witness is unavailable, and then I can go a little bit beyond when speedy trial is to allow the trial to take place with the state's witness. And I can tell you a couple of things. One thing that this is a fairly common occurrence from both the defense and the state. And if a defense comes to me and says, hey, look, I need these witnesses to defend my case, but they're not available, can we move the trial? I'll generally accommodate that. I'll let people put on their defense. But the same is true for the state. If they have a witness, and I think who is material to their case, and they can't proceed without, I'll give the state some leeway to find good cause and reset the trial to when that witness can appear. So that might be a spoiler alert, but it's up to you. You don't have to agree. No one's asking you that. I'm just asking, I'm telling you what the state's asking. I'm telling you what generally happens in situations like this. And I'm just asking for your response, and then I'll make a ruling.
Okay, if you deny the prosecution's request, then the trial would be held in 2 days?
No, the trial, I don't know what would happen if they denied the state's request. Then if the state can't proceed, they can't. But I think
Okay.
I kind of hinted that generally I grant this type of motion, because I want to be upfront with you. But it's
Yes,
up to you as to how you want to decide.
Well, I object to their motion.
All right. I'm going to find good cause to continue the trial because of the state's unavailability of a state's witness. I'm going to ask Ms. Kidmacher when's the soonest available date that you can be ready and have a trial, and I'll set it for that date.
Your Honor, my understanding is the officer is unavailable through November 8th. Other than that, I don't have notes as to other unavailable dates.
So what we're going to do then, Mr. Blatt, we're going to set the trial for November 17th and 18th, and then we'll have confirmation on, let me put these on November 12th, which is a Wednesday at the afternoon.
May I ask something?
Yes.
As I understand, the hearing I missed was the motions hearing, right?
No, this is the motion hearing.
Okay, I'm not prepared because, as I said, I was sick and I'm still recovering.
Right, the judge isn't taking sides here or trying to help the prosecution win. He's just explaining what the law actually says, something Leonard clearly didn't bother to check before coming to court. The prosecution still has to prove its case, but they don't need any assistance doing that when the defendant is basically building it for them. After reviewing the filings, the judge does dismiss one minor charge, probably a procedural one, but Leonard's still facing the main violations for driving without a license and insurance. In other words, he's not walking out of this courtroom anytime soon with a victory speech.
The motion is, hang on just a second, the motion is to continue the trial. And I've already asked you what your response to that is.
Oh, so it's the prosecution's motion, but I also,
Yes.
didn't I also notice a motion hearing?
Okay, we can renote that if you want. What I didn't see that. That's not
Yes,
what I'm here
please.
for here today. When did you ask for that motion hearing to be held? Oh, I see.
Your Honor, at the hearing back on September 3rd, I see a note for a motion hearing set for today. Defendant must file his motion no later than October 6th. And
Well, that was me. Yeah, did you ever file anything?
I don't think so because, like I said, I
Because you were
was
sick. I get it. Yeah, all right. Well, you're still free to, let's see. Well, do you want that motion heard?
Yes, please, but I'm not.
You better file it. I mean, you were supposed to file something by October 8th. We didn't get anything.
Right. Can we reset that and the deadline for me to submit the motions?
Yes, we can do that, but we'll probably, in order to accommodate that, we're going to have to move this trial out a little bit further.
Okay, past the speedy date?
Yes, it's already past the speedy date based on my finding of good cause because of the state's material witness unavailability. I can, at your request, if you want your motion heard before that, I'll accommodate that, but we're going to have to mess with the dates a little bit.
Okay, I'll waive speedy trial rights for that.
Okay, well, I don't even think we need to get there. I can make findings. Okay, so let's forget those dates. Let me redo these dates here. Well, let me ask you, how are you feeling now? How quickly can you get your motion together?
I'm doing okay. Like I said, I lose my balance sometimes, but I'm getting better.
I'm just asking you for a time limit. How much time do you need? I'll give you the time you need. I just want to know how much you need.
1 week.
Huh? All right.
1 week.
So hang on just today. Let me take a look here.
And Your Honor, I'm not sure what type of motion or whether it's going to be something that requires officer testimony. So I would just ask that it be.
My guess is if it's constitutional grounds, and if you need officer testimony, you can ask to reset it. But I
would ask that it be set after November 8th.
All right. Because the officers need to be
Correct.
present. All right. So we're going to set a motion hearing for November 10th. All right.
Yes.
You need to have your motion filed by October 27th. It's a week from today. So you have a week to get your motion together. Get it filed by October 27th. The state needs to get their response in by November 3rd. And then the motion will be heard on November 10th. Why don't we just do a confirmation for that date also? And then I already moved the trial date to November 17th and 18th. We'll just leave that date. And then the confirmation will be the same as the motion hearing date on November 10th. And if he's successful, then we'll do it that way.
And you said trial 17th and 18th.
What's that? 17th and 18th.
Thank you.
Okay, so do you understand where we're at?
Yes.
When do you need to have your motion filed by?
The 27th, 1 week.
Right. And then the state by the 3rd, we'll see everybody back here on the 10th.
Okay. Thank you.
Hang on just a second. I have another question for you. Have you been getting text reminders of court dates?
Yes.
Great. We'll see you back here. And then this will be excluded from speedy trial calculation. I'll make that finding based on the witness unavailability and to accommodate Mr. Blatt's ability to get his motion in.
Exactly. That's the point the judge is trying to make. The difference between those two statutes is subtle but important. One deals with not having a valid license at all, and the other with not having it physically with you. If Leonard actually had a valid license but just didn't show it, that's a fixable issue. But if he never had one to begin with, that's a whole different story, and a much bigger problem under the LAW.SO when the officer ran his information. If the system showed no valid license, that's not a paperwork mix-up, that's an offense. And the judge is gently pointing out that I don't consent and I'm traveling, not driving aren't going to change what's written in RCW 46.20.001.
Morning, pleasure to be here.
So, Mr. Black, you filed various motions to dismiss the driving with suspended license third degree against you. I've read all of it. Again, we are getting kind of late in the morning here. Is there anything you'd like to say that is different from what, or that you'd like to highlight from the motions that you filed?
Well, first, may I ask the court to identify yourself and the prosecutor?
Certainly. I'm Court Commissioner Jacob Stillwell.
Uh-huh.
And prosecutor today is Ford Libby, Rule 9, supervised by Rosemary Fitzgerald.
Okay. Yes. When the officer stopped me, he asked me for paperwork and simply accused me of a paperwork violation. He asked for three things: license, proof of insurance, and registration. Anyone who's engaged in a potentially hazardous activity like operating a motor vehicle has to have his paperwork in order, especially insurance, because he can cause damage with his car. Excuse me. Same thing is true with yourself, because being a judge is a potentially hazardous occupation because it involves violence. No one can be put in a jail cell without unwanted touching, and a lot of damage can come to people if a judge does something wrong. And as a person who has been through a family court and witnessed how unprofessional and out of control the judiciary is here in Washington, and I think you know that the reputation of the legal system in Washington is very bad. I mean, even at one point, the federal government had to come in and supervise and babysit the police because they weren't being controlled.
So I'm going to just try to frame what I'm looking for. Because again, I did read what you briefed. And so maybe it would be helpful if sort of I outline my thinking here. I'll give you a chance to respond. I'll give the chance for the city of Tumwater as well to weigh in here. But let me just kind of start where I'm at. That sounds good.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Because I know a lot of your arguments are sort of based on sort of overall authority to enforce these laws against you. So I'll sort of start there. The Revised Code of Washington, which is the state legal code that is applicable here to criminal offenses related to driver's license, it provides at RCW 4620-342 that it's unlawful for anyone to drive a motor vehicle in the state while the person has a suspended or revoked driver's license. The allegations against you is that you were driving a motor vehicle on a public road with a suspended driver's license. Now, those are still allegations against you. That hasn't been proven. But the city of Tumwater is within its authority to pursue that prosecution because you were allegedly driving a car with a suspended license. And so I know you've raised a number of concerns around that. One of them being, right to travel. You do have the right to travel. You don't have a right in any particular mode of travel. So driving a car does trigger certain legal requirements.
Excuse me. I've been in this court already, I think this is the 5th time, and each time I've heard the judge make the arguments that the prosecutor is supposed to make. In other words, the judge has been prosecuting